Hello, 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 everyone. I am Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art. Welcome to Clean-a-Palooza YouTube collab, helping you get the new year off to a good start. Tips and tricks on showing you how to get organized and maybe clean up your craft space or a closet or two. So we are going to get started. I'm going to show you how I take care of my stencils and my paintbrushes. I want to thank Indiana Jones for hosting this Clean-a-Palooza, and I am Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art, where I love sharing art from my heart and teaching you how to create a little joy in your life through some fun, simple, and quick art projects. So let's get started. The trick to keeping your stencils clean is to actually pop them into some warm soapy water while you're using them. I fill up this aluminum tin, I add a little bit of dish soap, and then I keep it on the floor next to my desk for when I'm stenciling. I was working on a couple of projects today, so I used a few stencils. When I'm done with them, I just take them and I pop them right into the pan of soapy water. These are stencils that I think I got them at Amazon. But I also do it with the stencils that I make myself with my silhouette cutting machine, like Quest, which is my word of the year. That's going to pop right in there, and they'll soak in the warm soapy water until I'm ready to clean them. Then when I'm done, I'm going to gather up all my brushes and my tools and whatever else I used. I'm going to add it to the pan. I'm going to go into my mudroom. These are the tools I use to clean my brushes and stencils. The Masters brush cleaner and preserver, an old stencil brush, and one of these shapes from the Fuser perler beads at Michael's. Next thing I'm going to do is grab my tin with my stencils in it and my old stencil brush. I love my big slop sink that I get to clean all my brushes and my stencils in. And I'm just going to start washing. I get my stencil brush, a little bit of soap, and I clean each stencil one at a time with the stencil brush and get off most of the paint. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I can get off most of the paint. It's okay if it's not brand new, like it just came out of the package. You just don't want the paint all gunked up on it, because then it will really start to ruin your design. Now this is a stencil I made on my silhouette cutting machine with 5 milliliter Mylar. You do have to be a little bit more careful with it because it's not as thick, and it does not come as clean. However, I get off the chunks, and this will be good to go once it's dried to use on another project. Now this is a different stencil. I love this stencil. I use it often. But this one I used like 4 different times when I was working on my project, so it didn't go right into the tin when it was wet. Some of the paint dried, so it needs a little bit more elbow grease. I could sit here and work on it and work on it and work on it, but I'm not going to. As long as it's cleaned up, it doesn't have any lumps and bumps on it. I'm just going to be, it's good to go, and I can reuse this stencil several times. Now I'm just going to start rinsing everything off. I'm going to put it to the side to dry. Sometimes I put them in the tin. Sometimes if I have a lot of stencils, or if I've come from a paint party, I will lay a beach towel down on the ground and lay all my stencils out on the towel to dry. Now we're going to move on to the brush cleaning. It's almost like doing dishes, but at least it was a lot of fun making the mess. So I'm going to wash out my paintbrush water cup. This is from Natural Life. I love Natural Life stuff. Then I'm going to grab my stencil brush. These are my favorite stencil brushes. They are from Essential Stencil. You can grab these for 10% off using the code StencilSpot10 at Essential Stencil. And I just add a little bit of soap, and then I swirl it around in the palm of my hand. It might end up being a little bit stained, but you just want to get all the paint out. And then I'm going to give it a nice rinse in some warm water. If I use any scrapers or palette knives, I'll wash these as well with warm soapy water, and I just use for these kind of things regular dish soap. Next we are on to cleaning my paintbrushes. I use this star cutout. It came with perler beads or those fuse beads from Michaels. I also really like the Masters brush cleaner and preserver that I got at Amazon. And I'll just take my brush and swish it into the soap a little bit, and then I take my brush and I rub it back and forth on the teeth on this little star cutout. Again, I'm going to grab the preserver, I'm going to wipe my brush in the top of it, get a little soap on there, and then I'm going to scrub it on the cutout. I'm getting a little bit of soap on here. This little jar of Masters brush cleaner and preserver will last a really long time. I've probably had it for like a year now, and I clean my brushes every day. Then I'm just going to rinse everything off. When I rinse them, then I will take the brush and I will reshape all the bristles with my fingers. And then the most important part is I lay my brushes down to dry. You don't want to stand them up to dry. You don't want the water to run into the metal part. If there's any paint residue, it'll get all stuck in there, and that's pretty much what ruins your brushes when you get the paint up into the metal part. So you want to definitely lay your brushes down to dry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and the playlist is in the description, and if you could go back and watch the rest of this playlist of all these talented creatives helping you start the new year off right by getting organized and maybe cleaning up something special in your home or your craft room. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.